tight, but also the doors aren't particularly wide either. So I think for ease of operation we can close that door now. I found the secret of these doors. Oh, maybe I haven't. I thought I had, but maybe not. Oh, I managed to shut that door. What is it about this? Oh, hang on, don't you have to stand back a bit? There we go. No, we can't open that. Close that one. I guess we're leaving that door open. The mice can get in. Right, where did I put the class? Really, where did I put it? I don't remember putting it away. Ah well, let's jump around. Oh, I stuck it on there, didn't I? Right. So we don't need the blade yet. No, I don't need the class. I'm getting so forgetful. I don't need the class because we're not baling anything, are we? We're sticking it straight in the silage pit. For that, we need the collection wagon, which is down in the lower field. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, you're done. So yes, engine, go. I should probably clean this tractor once we're done. I suppose that's the nice thing about this tractor, it's so old it doesn't require diesel exhaust fluid. Yeah, that was a little bit too bouncy coming through there. Okay, there we are. So what have I got over there? I got the new cedar over there. Yeah, we've got to figure out some storage for that sometime. As I said, possibly another one of those sheds, maybe with more doors. Yeah, so this is a mod version of the Pottinger collection wagon that was in FS19. And there has recently been added a Pottinger collection wagon set, which is much smaller than this one. Well, much smaller. This is 20,000 litres. I think you can get a little bit smaller, but really when you're down to sort of percentage wise, you're talking, I think, 15,000 litres, but in the grand scheme of things, when you have collection wagons that are up to 56,000 litres, going down 5 litres isn't, or 5,000 litres isn't that significant, but comparatively smaller. And I may use that set on a small farm playthrough if I get round to doing one. How are we doing? We're up to 2/3 already, and almost 3/4. So it's not going to be 500,000 litres, but it's going to be a good supply, I guess. Yeah, hopefully get to the end. Oops. Oh no, we're full. Well. So again, I'll use our primary bunker here. But if we do end up with any spare grass, I'll have to start using the other bunker as well. And there we go. Let's dump that there. Not too bad. This up. We're not collecting. So annoying. Alright, let's try that again. Okay. Probably go for a bit more audio tip, or audio cues for that, by turning my speakers up so I can actually hear what the game is doing. So that's one thing I do like about Farm Sim is that, if you put a load on the tractor, the engine power noise increases. But I quite frequently play with the sound turned down too much, so I can't hear the cues. Because I'm either watching videos or Farm Sim is a good game to play while you're watching videos or listening to music or such. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to catch everything in that corner. That's kind of a problem, but the grass should rot over time. So. How much can I push that around into the corner? I suppose that's a good thing. It doesn't collect going backwards, which is actually how it should be. Okay, I don't think... Ooh, that is a wide pickup, unfortunately. That is actually the first headland and parts of the second. Okay, that's different. We'll follow this. So I'm going to reckon we're not going to get much more than 100,000 litres out of this field. There we go, all full. Captain Zank, good morning, welcome to the stream. And how is your Saturday going? Of course, this loading wagon, being small, is a very friendly size for this yard. So I'm not, in general, because of the hills on the farm, you have to over-specify your horsepower, but you need fairly agile tractors for a lot of the work. But the equipment really doesn't want to be too big. That one, yeah. Let's go forward. And a little bit forward, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, and done. I mean, unlike somewhere like, what is it, is it the Valley, the old farm, has a huge yard. Very easy to get around, but the fields are all small. So you don't need huge equipment. Well, at least a lot of your starting fields are fairly small. But you don't need huge equipment there. Like something like the Lexion 8900 would be complete overkill for most of the fields, but getting one of those around the yard, not actually a difficult task. While this farm's the complete opposite. The yard is very tight. Fortunately, we have that overflow development area on the lower yard. Oh, we're doing okay. This tractor is not struggling in the least for this, so that's a good thing. It is classed as a big tractor rather than a small one. So it does have its issues. We'll go down here. Ooh. Follow the snaking pathway of grass. Yay. There's another one up at the top there as well. Okay, that's good. Though this is done, almost. We're gonna make it to the end. Nope. So that's the third load. So at this stage, I'm not really sure what other tractor I might want to get. In the mid-range, we have currently the Valtra S. No, the Valtra T. And this Fendt 800 Favorite. Gauge forward and empty. Now I could go with something like a Class Arian 600 full-size engine, or an Axion 800. What are we doing? No, I don't have to do anything because it all automatically closes down, so that's good. Okay, lower the thing, turn it on. Let's try and pick that up. And we did, yes. So there might be some, no, optical illusion here. Tree. Try and get that bit there. If it is a bit, yep. And then pick a row, any row, that one there. Maybe. Or I could branch away from Class and pick a different manufacturer, mid-size. We have Fendt, we have Class, we have Valtra, we have Challenger. Okay, spot the next bit. Actually, I think I might just trail this up to the top and get that end row up there. Somewhere over here. There we go. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I don't know any UK farmers. a fair number of English folk who do like their BMWs. And Volkswagens. And Audis. My dad drives an Audi. But while I did go to an Audi dealer once and said, yeah, I'm really interested in your vehicles, they said, well, interest isn't enough, go away. So that's why I drive a Saab, because I said, well, how about your vehicles? I'd kind of like to know a little bit more about them. So they're like, yeah, come in. Okay, fine. The reason I drove a Peugeot in England was because I went to the Ford dealer, I went to the GM dealer, and they were all like, yeah, come back later. Kind of, please don't turn up on your motorcycle, because motorcycle people are riffraff. So I'm riding a BMW. Yeah, well, go away. So yeah, okay, fine. And I turned up at the BMW dealer, and before I'd even taken my helmet off, there was a salesman at the doorway, sort of, welcome, how can I help you today? So sort of, well, I think I might be buying a car from you guys because you're a little bit more, what's the word for it? Enthusiastic about selling me one. And that's always a good, what's the word for it? It's a good yeah, it's good to be enthusiastic about selling vehicles when you're a salesman. If you're not enthusiastic, you're going to be a really bad salesman. Yeah, hello, do you want to buy a car from me? Oh, that's real nice. What sort of car do you want? So yeah, I'll go and find someone who wants to tell me about the cars. Whoops, I'm full again. So yeah, I don't know how farmers feel about German machines, but I think for the most part they're more interested in how much, how can I afford it with the size of my farm, because there are, I guess, a lot of farmers aren't that big. So you look at someone like Ollie's farm or Tom Pemberton, they're not really big farms. Tom was making do with a Case IH, the 145, so whatever that one is, which was on loan to him, and then that's not good. Ollie uses John Deere, I believe 6M, but not like the in-game 6M, which doesn't have a front linkage. But they're really, you know, the tractors I'm running are pretty atypical, but then the farm I'm playing is probably a little bit larger, definitely more hilly than the YouTubers I've watched. Okay, let's go down here. But you look at the likes of the Millennial Farmer, and he's running, what, 9RX? Borrowed the 8RT, you know, big, giant tractors. And for the most part, you wouldn't see much like that in the UK. But I can't remember, is Hurleman Swiss or is it German? You would have to Google that. Okay. That was number 4. This is load 5. I don't think we're going to fill this one. Yes, and you've got to remember giants are European, and so a lot of the equipment is going to be European style. There aren't many American style pieces of equipment in Farm Sim 19. I think older tractors, much like American modern tractors, all had optional weights at the front, but not really any 3-point links or power PTOs. But once European farmers discovered the efficacy of using a front PTO and the flexibility that provides, most modern European tractors, at least bigger than the smallest. So the Valtra A doesn't have that option, but anything over about 100 horsepower, you're going to have a front PTO. So this being an older tractor, we don't have a PTO on here at the front. Okay, whoa, too much. Let's try that again. Try and dump this over here in the corner. I'll try not to move. That's probably a bad plan. And there we go. I think both of those pieces of equipment could do with the wash, so take this up to the front gate. And a good way to figure out if the equipment is realistic is to look at the equipment manufacturer's page. Is usually possible. Look for a non-US page. So for example, all of the class equipment in the class DLC you can buy in Europe, but for the US, I think you can get most of it. The Lexion is now in standard US, or standard green rather than the old